Ever since I blew, they all on my hey, back then, didn't know I exist. Don't touch my cup, you know how I sip. Hey, got your long, say I made her when I showed out my whip. Hey, spent about 10 on my fit. Ex-slick, then hit with the back then, used to out the zip. Blow out his back, then dip. Got a whole party all on the ship. All these four things, pull out the VIP. Suck to a nut, baby, pour out the milk. So you know how I drip.
Okay, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to the Pacific Northwest, the home of the 12s, as it's called, CenturyLink Field in Seattle. Coming up, an important divisional round matchup in the NFC between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Seattle Seahawks. One of two spots in the NFC title game awaits the winner here as we're underway in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs.
Come on, fellas. Go, go, go. Check, check, check. Wait. Check 56, pull it, high. Check 55, come on. Easy.
First down, Winston. That's out to his running back, Fournette. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's second down. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now Leonard Fournette. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. From the gun, Winston. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. And some room to roam now. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That good for 22 and a first down.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him. But don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
When they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
Yeah, nobody leaked. Big play. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 50-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Two times.
They'll run with Sanders. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Ready. Jumping. Gun. Kill. 20.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. Buying time to his, and eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys are a little bit jumpy.
But you do.
Oh, you understand the same way. Just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3
and now
and
they
out.
have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. On first and 10, Winston. That's to his running back, Leonard Fournette. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here.
First down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day. Whip. Watch the whip. Flip it. Man, I got you.
And a 6-yard gain gets them right around the 43.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
On second down and 4, Winston forced out to his left. And his throw is incomplete. The target that time, Michael Thomas. And it's 3rd and 4. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined. But sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on second down.
Watch the slant. Wait. Follow.
Again, it's Winston. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. The Seahawks send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Undercut. Patch it.
Now Newton. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to keep it here. And down he'll go at the 25. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
Check that 3's the mic.
From the gun on 3rd down, Newton. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
At their own 17-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Brought down back at the 14-yard line.
No score after one on EA Sports.
No score.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Kill, kill, kill. Easy, easy, easy.
Now Johnson. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. A shotgun give to Fournette. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down. The Seahawks send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
At their own 34-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. Oh, he's got some breathing room. The 20. A big play there for Philly. 46 yards. So all the way down close to the goal line. Good blocking up front. Helped to spring him.
When this drive is over, he's got to get to the bench and sing kumbaya with the offensive line, doesn't he? Big-time openings for him. Gets him all the way down to the 2-yard line. Let's see if they can pound it in.
Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations, I want a back who can create his own space, who can break tackles, and in a sense, become his own blocker. We don't have that guy in the game right now.
And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown grab as his guys are on the board first here tonight. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
They begin the drive with Johnson. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. To throw, Winston. Looking long for Thomas. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Now Winston. That is caught. It's Perriman. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards on the play. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll run it with Johnson. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
They're going to need some safety. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Fournette. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10.
Mike's 50. It's been a long day for you. Sonic.
Throwing, Winston. And that will be incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
At the 15-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
At the 22-yard line. A gain of 7. 1st down, Eagles.
Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend. They will get 4 yards here on the 1st down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
following the pickup of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. And they give this time to the tailback. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Check, 93's the mic, 96. Max box. Mike, here all day. Check the backer, check the backer.
Spinning past him. And he is not going to get the first down as they'll spot this at about the 28. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down.
58, boys, 58, 58, Mike. Let's see what you got.
They are going to go for it. It's Newton. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 10 yards there and an Eagle first down.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover. The angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
Newton on first down. Man open, it's J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, 62 yards. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now 14-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Jameis to throw it. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. This time they stay on the ground. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Davante Adams, the intended receiver. But it's going to be 2nd down. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
You ain't got nothing. Check. Wait. Press zone. Let's go.
Here's Winston. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Fournette running out of the gun, and he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. They're going to try for it on 4th. Winston stays out there.
Come on, QB, come on. Hey. 50.
They're indeed going. It's Winston. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. He was trying to hit Thomas that time. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Flushed out right. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
Makes it 2nd and 10 at the 21-yard line.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Big stop, let's go. Hey!
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC Divisional Round matchup. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They'll run. It's Sanders. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
He's crossing.
And he'll give it here to his running back. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
33-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Check, 93's the mic. 93's the boom.
They'll keep it on the ground. Branch, and only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Ready. Gun. Jim.
On third down, they turn to Sanders. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
Everyone come forward. Get it. All day, every day, any day. 36. Hey, check 24. Greg. Check 93's the mic. 93. Hop up. Let's go. Let's bring it.
Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down. Now Jason Sanders for the field goal try. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. Sanders' kick is good. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the third quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field. But they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
We got this. First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. They go to Johnson again. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It's a 6-yard loss on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Ready. White 25. White 25. Don't let him breathe. Don't let him breathe. Play that.
Here's Winston. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
I think that interception happened for two reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open?
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Now they try the right side here. And a good run as he manages 7 yards down to the 17. Even with the good gain, I thought they might accept that one.
Yeah, you thought maybe they'd go with the downs as opposed to the yardage. So if you're taking the yardage now, second and less than 5, that tells me you feel good about how your offense is working.
So after the penalty, here's 2nd and 3. Now a handoff here to his running back. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Set. Exit. Hey. 20.
And this is caught. It's Parker. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. From 17 yards out. And the Eagles take advantage of good field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll try the right side here with Fournette. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. It'll be a gain of 5, and the punt team will now come out on 4th down. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. Winston, that's complete to his tight end, Waller. And he's able to get it to the 33, good enough for a 1st down. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. A 1st down throw for Winston. That's complete to DK Metcalf. They find some open field here. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf, 67 yards. And the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit. Well, after their wild card round game last week, you and I said, well, they played pretty well. Maybe they got a shot at keeping this one close. They've done more than keep this one close.
Yeah, they've made quite a statement, haven't they? And I don't know if it was the week off that hurt this defense, but they've been flat from the get.
And, Jameis intercepted a 3rd time. A great read, and it's picked off.
Well, as most teams do in their 2-point attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. And remember, if you pick it off, you get a chance to take it all the way back, get 2 points yourself, right?
Yeah, not the case here. But that's why you got to be really careful with those throws, especially to the outside.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Back to throw, Newton. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. So they get the takeaway, but that's just step 1. They still have a lot of work to do.
But they don't want to focus on that now. Now it's about getting the ball in the end zone and hoping they can take it away again.
Yeah, still 3-score game, though, 4th quarter. The first down carry here for Johnson. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. To throw is Winston. He's going to air this thing out deep for Thomas. And not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone. Charles, I think back to your earlier statement about the visitors being the underdogs needing to win that turnover battle. And this defense, they forced 2 turnovers so far, a big reason why they lead this game.
Yeah, and I know defenses always talk about getting turnovers in bunches, getting those takeaways. 2's not a bunch, but it's plenty in this game, exactly the formula they need. And I got to tell you, partner, I like it when you think back to something I said that actually comes true, that's actually right.
That happens more often than you might think. On 3rd down, Winston. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Watch the slap. Watch the 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
Winston to throw for it on 4. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this is incomplete. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And the Eagles defense able to hold. So a tough pill to swallow there. A would-be touchdown pass in and out of his hands on 4th.
Sometimes it just comes down to execution, doesn't it? Because we're always questioning, should they go for it, should they not? Is it the right play call, is it not? In this situation, everything was right except for the finish. You have to catch the ball and convert.
And takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge. Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
On 3rd down, Branch. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 14 yards there and an Eagle first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
50%. Right there. Mike, 58, right there. Okay, double up.
Gonna give this time to the tailback. And an alley to run. But he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave him great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down
caused all of that.
Caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
That one, a first down pickup of 8.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Wait. Watching you find. Hey, pick your game up. Mike. Go.
A quick throw out to Adams on the perimeter. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
2nd and 11 at the 31-yard line.
Green, double C. Mike 55, Mike 55.
They'll throw again. Winston. And his throw here's incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This is 3rd and 11. Winston steps away to his left. Now he'll and that's caught inside the 30. A big gain of 39 on 3rd. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Winston now. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Here we go. Check 13. Check 13. 5-0. Mike, 55. Right there in the middle. 55. You gonna see me in your nightmares. You gonna see me in your nightmares. Mike, 55. 30. Hey, eat. I'm coming for you. You mine. Come on. Sunday.
To the air again with Winston. He's got this one complete to Perriman. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Breshad Perriman, 29 yards. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. And that is the definition of yards after catch. They go short on the pass, and the receiver does the rest.
Seems so harmless, doesn't it? To throw it underneath a short pass like that. But, boy, it gets dangerous in the hands of the right receiver as he makes a move and takes it the distance.
Again, it's Winston. And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. So tried to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
Yeah, got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you're trying to throw quick hitters, quick slants, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
2nd and 9 at the 26-yard line.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now a handoff looking right. And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. And now here comes the third of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. Give him 3 yards there, as that'll take us to 4th down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. It's taken to the 26. That'll be a 47-yard punt, officially 5 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Line of scrimmage, the 31, as they line up 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, Winston. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. A big play that time for the Seahawks. 59 yards. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Flush to his right. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. From 10 yards out. And the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And, they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
They will run it. It's Fournette. And he's going to get in. So they're back within 11. Only had a couple of yards to gain there on the 2-point conversion, and they were able to do it.
And how many teams shy away from running the football in a 2-point conversion? They treat 2 yards as if it were 20. If you're a good team running the ball, go to your strength. Go ahead and push it into the end zone.
Yeah, they did. It worked. And the Eagles dodge a bullet. They cover it up. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
Let's go, Heavy. Let's go, Heavy. Tell me what you got.
The Eagles in the victory formation as they take a knee.
Ready? 180. Let's go, D. Let's go.
They go down to a knee, and with that, they're off to the NFC title game. So they file for the exits here in silence. And what a job to come in on the road, divisional round of the playoffs, and you get to end it by going down to a knee.
Now their confidence has to be at an extreme high. That's 2 weeks in a row they've gone on the road and gotten it done. They don't care where they go. From here on out, they think they can beat anyone.
And they have secured a spot in the conference championship, and now you can start to smell it at this point in the season, can't you?
You really can, because the focus has been one game at a time, not looking ahead. But when you get to the conference championship game and you know you're there, the Super Bowl does loom in the future.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say good night from Seattle.
Took me so long getting